When we tell you hip-hop just exploded this week, we mean it literally went nuclear. A text message, just one text, one got leaked, and now the whole rap game got flipped upside down. And guess who's at the center of it all? None other than Kendrick Lamar, the Compton King himself. But this ain't about another diss track or another cryptic verse. Nah, this is bigger. Late last night, a private message from Hit Boy, yes, that Hit Boy. The Grammy-winning super producer somehow made its way online. And in that message, he did the unthinkable. He called Kendrick the undisputed GOAT of hip-hop. But wait, it don't stop there. Hit Boy didn't just gas up K. He took shots at a few other GOAT contenders too. K, naming names and stirring up a storm. Fans are shocked. Artists are furious. And the industry. The industry is in straight chaos. Secret studio meetings, deleted tweets, IG lives being watched like the Super Bowl, it's all going down. But here's the kicker. There's way more to this than just a text. We got drama, betrayal, and a secret from Kendrick's past that just came to light. You won't believe who's involved. Stay tuned. So boom, it all started late on a Tuesday night, just when people thought the Kendrick versus Drake saga was finally cooling down. Instagram was quiet, Twitter was dry, and for the first time in weeks, the timeline was peaceful. But that peace didn't last. Around 2:16 a.m., an anonymous Twitter account with only 36 followers dropped what looked like a screenshot of a text thread between Hit Boy and someone saved in his phone as Jay. Now, nobody thought much of it at first. You know how the internet is fake screenshots everywhere? But this one, it hit different. First, fans noticed the typing style. It matched how Hit Boy really talks. The slang, the emojis, the weird way he always spells GOAT as G.O.A.T, with the periods. Then came the real kicker. The contact pic was a photo of Jay-Z and Hit Boy together from 2021. One that had never been seen online before. That's when people started really paying attention. Within minutes, the tweet was going viral. The screenshot showed Hit Boy texting this. Man IDC, what nobody say. K. The real GOAT. I've been in rooms with everybody. Hav, Nas, the cold Drizzy. But Kendrick different. Spiritually, lyrically, energy-wise. Bro, really chosen. And if N************ mad, they just insecure. What made the tweet blow up wasn't just that he crowned Kendrick the GOAT. It was what he said after. 2 messages later, he followed up with, and don't even get me started on that Vegas session. If folks knew what really went down in that room that night, the whole culture would shift. The internet went into full meltdown mode. Fans started arguing. Some said Hit Boy was finally saying what needed to be said. Others were confused. What happened in Vegas? What room? What session? And why did Hit Boy bring that up? Like it was a secret. Drake fans, of course, were heated. Some called Hit Boy a clout chaser. Others said he was trying to insert himself into the Kendrick versus Drake beef for relevance. But OG fans of the culture knew this wasn't just some random comment. Hit Boy don't speak unless he's trying to shake the room. And this time, he definitely shook it. Within an hour, Hit Boy's name was trending at number 3 worldwide. Memes were flying. People were pulling up old interviews. And even rap blogs like Hot Nuaphope and Complex started reposting the screenshot. But what really pushed things over the edge was when Kendrick's own producer, Soundwave, liked the post on Instagram. He ain't say nothing. He ain't comment. He just dropped a simple emoji and kept it moving. That one emoji had fans screaming. Then, just when things were calming down, another piece of the puzzle dropped. A verified page on Instagram posted an alleged audio clip. It was just 13 seconds long, but the voice sounded eerily like Hit Boy. In the clip, he says, "Yo, that night in Vegas changed everything." Like bro really revealed who he was. It wasn't just music. It was like prophetic. Gave me chills. And not everybody in that room could handle it. Again, nothing concrete. No names, no dates. But the internet ran wild with theories. Reddit threads popped up instantly. Some people started digging through past footage of Kendrick's tour stops in Vegas. Others brought up a rumored private listening session from 2023 that was invite-only and never confirmed publicly. That's when one of Kendrick's close friends on Underground, artist named K. Reno from Long Beach, decided to speak out on his live. And man, this is where things got really messy. K. Reno went on IG Live looking visibly stressed. He had his hoodie on, barely looked into the camera. He said, "I ain't supposed to talk about this. But y'all twisting it too much? Yeah, there was a session in Vegas. Yeah, Hit Boy was there. But y'all don't even know half of it. Something did happen that night. Kendrick ain't been the same since." People in the comments were going crazy, asking what he meant. K. Reno tried to backtrack, but it was too late. He ended the live after 3 minutes, but screen recordings were already all over Twitter. People started speculating everything from spiritual awakening to some kind of mental breakdown. Others believed Kendrick might have recorded an unreleased track that was too powerful to ever drop. And just when you thought the mystery couldn't get any deeper, Hit Boy finally broke his silence. He hopped on Twitter, made one post, and then deleted it 20 minutes later. But again, screenshots. He wrote, "I meant what I said, not taking nothing back. If you was in that Vegas room, you'd know why I said what I said. The crown is where it belongs." That was it. No explanation. No names. Just more fuel to the fire. But behind the scenes, things were starting to boil over. Apparently, a few artists who were allegedly at that Vegas session started messaging Hit Boy privately. One of them rumored to be a certain platinum-selling Chicago rapper who used to rock with both Drake and Kendrick wasn't too happy. According to a DM leak posted by a well-known gossip page, the artist messaged Hit Boy saying, "Why you bringing up that night, bro? That wasn't supposed to leave that room. You macking it hot for all of us." Now here's where things get spicy. An industry insider who goes by Miss B and is known for leaking accurate tea on Clubhouse jumped in the convo with a voice note. She dropped in a locked Twitter space. She said, "I don't care what nobody say. That Vegas night, it was a ritual. Not in no spooky demonic way, but like some ancestral energy was in that room. Kendrick tapped into something. And some of the people in there got shook. Some even left early. And now Hit Boy got guilt. That's why he's talking." At this point, fans didn't know what to believe. Was this just industry folks hyping Kendrick up to push his next project? Or did something real happen in Vegas that night? What made the story even wilder was that a week prior, Kendrick had posted a cryptic photo on his Pagilong page. It was a blurry shot of a candlelit room with the caption, "You had to be there." Nobody thought much of it then, but now. Fans were connecting the dots, and the dots were leading somewhere dark. Because the next twist was something nobody saw coming. The dots were leading somewhere dark. The dots were leading somewhere dark. Within 24 hours of Hit Boy's now-deleted tweet, hip-hop Twitter turned into a digital crime scene. Fans were zooming into the photo Kendrick posted weeks earlier. Blurry candlelit room, and someone noticed something wild. In the far left corner of the image, barely visible in the shadows, was a small glass bottle with a torn label. Reddit users enhanced the image and started speculating that it was an old-school West African spiritual oil, often used in ancestral rituals. Some people were joking, others were dead serious. But the real storm came when a podcast called No Filter, No Cap uploaded a leaked audio clip they claimed was from the actual Vegas session. Now, the clip was super distorted, full of background noise. It only lasted about 22 seconds, but what fans heard sent chills down spines. The audio included Kendrick reciting what sounded like a freestyle, but the tone was completely different. His voice was deeper, slower, like he was channeling something outside of himself. Halfway through the clip, there's a loud bang, and someone can be heard saying, "Yo, cut that off. This ain't what we came here for." The podcast blew up. Fans were debating whether the clip was real or fake, but multiple insiders started chiming in, claiming they were there that night or knew someone who was. One anonymous source said, "It wasn't no regular studio session. Candles, incense, the lights were off. Kendrick told everybody to turn their phones off and sit in silence before he started. He told us, if you can't handle the truth, leave now. By now, Kendrick hadn't said a single word publicly. Nothing on Twitter, nothing on Instagram. Even his team was quiet. But then, just as fans were spiraling down the rabbit hole, the first real name finally entered the chat, and it was none other than Big Sean. Random, right? Not exactly. See, Big Sean and Hit-Boy had dropped a collab project together just a year ago. And Hit-Boy even hinted back then that they had all been in Vegas working on some experimental tracks. Nobody thought much of it at the time, but now that the Vegas session was being dragged out into the open, Sean found himself caught in the middle. He went on IG Live and tried to clear his name. "Yo, I don't know what y'all talking about with that Vegas ritual stuff," he said, laughing nervously. "I was in Vegas with Hit working on music, that's it. If Kendrick was there, I ain't see him." But here's the thing, he was lying. Because not even an hour later, a photo surfaced showing Big Sean in the exact same room Kendrick posted weeks before. Same candles, same red carpet, same background wall art. He wasn't just there, he was sitting front row. That lie cost him big dot. Now fans were calling Sean out. Comments flooded his page. "Why are you hiding? What happened in that room? Why y'all scared to tell the truth?" Then, like clockwork, another twist hit. A former PG Lang intern who went by the name Imani B posted a now deleted TikTok where she claimed the Vegas session was actually part of a larger PG Lang Truth series and experimental project meant to elevate hip-hop to its next spiritual form. In the video, she says, Kendrick invited artists he believed were spiritually aligned. Some tapped in, some tapped out, and one person got so scared they left crying. She didn't name names, but fans were speculating again. Was it Big Sean? Was it Drake? Or was it someone else entirely? The pressure was getting intense. Then, the biggest bombshell yet. Hit-Boy posted an old text message from Kendrick on his story. It was from 2 years ago and read, "Appreciate you, King. You saw me before the world did. I needed that Vegas energy. Now it's time to carry the crown with truth." Fans immediately locked in on that phrase. Carry the crown with truth. This wasn't just about who's the best rapper. This was something deeper. Hit-Boy wasn't just calling Kendrick the GOAT because of bars. He was saying Kendrick had ascended mentally, spiritually, even cosmically. And guess who didn't like that one bit? J. Cole. Now, Cole had been quiet ever since the whole Kendrick versus Drake war popped off. He even apologized on stage for getting involved with false pride. But word on the street was that Cole wasn't cool with how Hit-Boy basically erased everyone else from the GOAT convo. A close affiliate of Dreamville posted a shady tweet that read, "Funny how the same folks calling one man the truth forgot who carried the game when others disappeared. Real GOATs don't need ceremonies to be great." Again, no names. But fans knew who that was aimed at. Tensions rose. The industry was silently dividing into two camps. Those who believed Kendrick had evolved into something beyond rap, and those who thought Hit-Boy was manipulating fans with mysticism to hype a future PG Lang drop. Things hit a boiling point when a series of text messages allegedly from a burner phone registered to Kendrick's camp were leaked. The texts were vague, but one line stood out. "I'm not here to battle anymore. I'm here to reveal. And if they can't handle that, let them crown themselves." Suddenly, all the pieces started clicking. Hit-Boy's tweet. The Vegas session, the candlelit room, the mysterious freestyle. This wasn't just a session. This was Kendrick's quiet coronation. And the crazy part, the only ones allowed to witness it were those he deemed spiritually ready, and yet some people didn't make it through. Rumors started swirling that two major rappers walked out halfway through the Vegas session. One of them reportedly said, "This ain't rap. This witchcraft." The other allegedly had a panic attack and had to be escorted out by security. Hit-Boy, in an uncharacteristically emotional tweet, posted hours later that night, made some people uncomfortable, but truth always does. The crown isn't given. It's earned in the dark. And with that, fans knew something bigger was coming. But before they could process it all, a private clip leaked showing Kendrick in a dimly lit room, wearing all white, rapping a cappella while surrounded by burning sage and rose petals. His eyes looked locked in, like he wasn't even on this planet. In the background, you could hear someone softly crying. The clip was only 19 seconds, but it changed everything. Because at the very end of the clip, Kendrick looked straight at the camera and said, "They gave me the crown. Now watch what I do with it." Kendrick stared into the camera and said it with no hesitation. "They gave me the crown. Now watch what I do with it." The moment that clip leaked, hip-hop stopped breathing. There was no beat, no hook, no crew behind him. Just Kendrick, sage smoke, rose petals, and a stare that felt like it could read your soul. Fans called it chilling. Artists called it disturbing. And execs, they called it a problem. Within an hour of the clip dropping, certain music blogs pulled it down with no explanation. Links that once worked now showed error, media unavailable, whispers started flying that top industry. Suits were trying to bury it. A rumored meeting was held at one of the top 3 record labels, where execs allegedly called PG Lang's direction too polarizing and damaging to mainstream hip-hop structure. What they really meant was, Kendrick had officially gone rogue, and the industry was scared. Because here's the truth, nobody wanted to admit. If Kendrick drops a project under this truth crown energy, it might not just end careers. It might expose the entire machine. That's when the betrayal started, and the first twofold. Hit-boy.yup. The same man who called Kendrick the GOAT just days before started backtracking in a late-night clubhouse room. Over 2,000 people were tuned in when he said, "Look, I respect K. Always have. But I was speaking from a personal place. I'm not saying he's above everybody. I'm saying he's different. But maybe I got too emotional with the wording." The GOAT convo's bigger than just one night in Vegas. You could feel the shift instantly. Comments flooded in. "Ah, bro, stand on it. They got to you. How much they pay you to clean it up?" Fans weren't buying the apology. And more importantly, Kendrick's camp wasn't either. Word spread fast that Soundwave and Dave Free unfollowed Hit Boy on Instagram just minutes after that Clubhouse clip dropped. Within hours, all PH Plank-affiliated pages removed any past mentions of Hit Boy. It was like he got erased. And if that wasn't messy enough, here came the real smoke. An anonymous email got sent to multiple media outlets, including Say Cheese, TMZ, and even candidly Cassie's inbox. It was marked Confidential PG Lang Vegas Fallout. Inside was a 6-page document that allegedly detailed what went down in that studio and who couldn't handle it. And if even half of what was in that email is true, it's game over. The document claimed that during the Vegas session, Kendrick played a series of unreleased tracks that included hidden confessions about the industry, songs that named names, exposed fake friendships, called out rituals, payoffs, ghostwriters, and even hinted at being watched by music handlers. The email said one track, titled "The Mirror Lied," left multiple people in the room visibly shaken. One line reportedly went, shaken. One line reportedly went, "They gave me plaques made from pain. I've seen brothers sell their names. They traded real for." Rotation then cried when truth called their name. But that wasn't even the wildest part. The document also claimed that after Kendrick's performance, there was a 2-hour silent period. Nobody spoke. Phones were off. People sat in circles, meditating, while Kendrick read a passage from an unreleased PG Lang manifesto, titled "The Artist's Burden." One of the attendees allegedly whispered to someone next to them, "This ain't rap no more. This is church. And I didn't bring my soul." And guess who really couldn't handle it? A-listers. You had Grammy winners walking out the room. One top rapper reportedly shouted, "This is some cult **** before storming out. Another, who's known for blending spirituality into his music, apparently cried backstage telling his team, "I ain't pure enough for this. He's past us." And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, Kendrick's own family got dragged in. An old interview clip of Kendrick's cousin Baby Keem surfaced where he said, "K, been on a different wave lately. Like he's seeing stuff nobody else sees." It's hard to connect sometimes. Fans saw it as a subtle cry for help. Others saw it as confirmation. Even his blood didn't fully understand him anymore by now. The fan base was splitting. Some were calling Kendrick a genius, a prophet, the only one brave enough to pull the veil off hip-hop's fake reality. Others, they were calling him lost, delusional, even dangerous. And at the center of all this, the crown. Because this wasn't just a metaphor anymore. Rumors started spreading that during the Vegas session. Kendrick was literally crowned. That someone, say it was Dave, placed a custom hand-carved wooden crown on his head after the final track played. One witness claimed it wasn't like a king being crowned. It was like a priest becoming something higher. Now fans were really spiraling. TikTok was flooded with breakdowns. Some people said Kendrick was launching a new religion disguised as an album rollout. Others believed he was using the truth as a marketing gimmick. A few even accused him of weaponizing spirituality for streams. But the real question kept coming back. What did Hit Boy really see that night? And why was he backing away now? It didn't take long for a new theory to pop up. That Hit Boy wasn't just scared. He was threatened. An insider named King Malik, who claimed to work in marketing for PG Long in 2023, posted on Twitter. Hit tried to own the story. But when he realized the story was bigger than him, he panicked. Truth ain't for everybody, especially not when you've benefited from the lie. And that tweet? Over 4 million impressions in 12 hours. Now every major artist was being watched. Drake, Cole, Travis, even Jay. Were they going to respond? Would they acknowledge the crown? Or would they pretend like nothing happened? So far, silence. Until one late night, a now-deleted tweet popped up from Jay, Cole's burner fan page. It simply said, "Goats don't need rituals. They need resumes." Fans weren't sure if it was from Cole himself, but the tone. Unmistakable. Shots fired. The war was no longer about songs. This was a war about truth. About the soul of hip-hop. And Kendrick. He was no longer playing the game. He was rewriting it. And the next move would shake the entire culture to its core. Cole's alleged burner tweet had only been up for 9 minutes, but the damage was already done. Goats don't need rituals. They need resumes. The whole culture felt that one. And even though he never confirmed whether it was him, fans knew what it meant. This wasn't just about bars anymore. This was about legacy. And in this moment, Cole, usually calm, reserved, humble, was drawing a line in the sand. He was essentially saying, forget your mystic Vegas nights, your sage-burning circles, and your hidden tracks. What have you done that we can measure? And the answer? Well, Kendrick answered in the most Kendrick way possible. He went ghost. For 48 hours, there was silence. Number PG Lang posts. No leaks, no tweets. Even his usual digital footprints, those small hints he'd leave behind, were gone. Fans started panicking. Was he retreating? Was he pulling out of the narrative completely? And then came Sunday. That's when PG Lang's official website updated with a new file. No promo, no announcement. Just a downloadable zip folder called For Those Who Doubt. Inside, 3 things. An audio file labeled session_Vegas_truth.m4a. A photo of the mysterious wooden crown. And a PDF titled goat_v_not_god.pdf. Fans were shaking. First, the audio. This was no song. It was 6 minutes and 33 seconds of raw, unfiltered Kendrick. No beat, no effects. Just him talking. He started like this. They say resumes make legends, but some of them names got asterisks, footnotes that the industry don't print. Then he paused. I ain't asked for the crown. I was chosen by the silence. When the music stopped and the world got quiet, I found my voice. This ain't for charts. This ain't for trophies. This is for the ones who can't lie to themselves no more. Double quotes, GOOSEBUMPS dot over the next few minutes. Kendrick broke down his entire philosophy, how fame had diluted truth, how most top rappers were products of powerful machines, and how even he had once been part of IT till that Vegas night broke him open. He never named names directly, but fans caught every subliminal. They threw stones in glass studios and prayed for streams. Now they mad that I built something with soul. The line that really shook people came near the end. This crown don't sit on my head. It bleeds on it. Then the audio ended. The photo that came with the file. It showed the wooden crown from the Vegas night, but it was cracked down the center. A single drop of something red, maybe symbolic blood, maybe just red wax rested on the front. Symbolizing what? Pressure, sacrifice, truth. Nobody knew for sure, but it was the PDF that had the internet on fire, titled GOAT_V_not_God.pdf. It was a manifesto-style document, 33 short paragraphs, where Kendrick laid out a powerful idea, that the industry had obsessed over the GOAT title for too long, and in doing so, had forgotten the purpose of art. He wrote, "A GOAT needs applause. A God needs silence." And in paragraph 27, he dropped a line that sent every Stan war into overdrive. If GOAT is about numbers, give it to Drake. If it's about consistency, hand it to Cole. If it's about impact, argue for the... But if it's about awakening, don't call me a GOAT. I don't want it. This wasn't just a plot twist. This was a rejection of the whole game. The man everyone was trying to crown just walked away from the throne, but it didn't end there. Hours after the PG Long drop, a close source leaked that Kendrick had walked away from a multi-million-dollar offer from a streaming giant for an exclusive album drop, the very same album he previewed in Vegas. The label reportedly begged him to package it for the masses. He refused. They said it lacked commercial hooks. He said, "It lacks compromise." The industry didn't know how to respond. Some artists started posting cryptic messages. Erykah Badu tweeted, "Real recognizes real," with a candle emoji. Solange simply posted a dove. Even Andre 3000, who rarely comments on anything, reposted the wooden crown photo with the caption, "I heard it too, but others weren't so impressed." A well-known manager from a rival label tweeted, "If you don't want the crown, stop talking about it." It was clear some corners of the industry were tired of the mystique, the riddles, the riddance of ego, only to be replaced by a different kind of elevation. But none of that mattered anymore, because Kendrick had already won. Not the GOAT race, but the narrative war, and fans were now looking at the crown differently. What started as a title had become a burden. What began as praise turned into pressure. And the one person everyone agreed deserved it didn't even want it. And as for Hit Boy, he posted one final tweet, then deleted his account. The tweet read, "He told me the crown wasn't his. It was ours. I just ain't understand it till now." No one's seen or heard from him since. No more interviews. No more tweets. Silence. And that's how it ended. Or maybe how it really began. Because in walking away from the title, Kendrick did something no one expected. He freed himself. He refused to be crowned by metrics. He stepped out of the GOAT arena and into something else entirely. Not a king. Not a prophet. Not a rapper. Something undefined. And just like that, the question shifted. It wasn't, is Kendrick the GOAT? It became, what if we've been asking the wrong question all along? And just like that, hip-hop is standing at a crossroads. What started with one leaked text message from Hit Boy turned into a cultural earthquake that no one saw coming. We saw friends turn foes, silence get louder than verses, and the most unlikely of producers suddenly sparking a spiritual war over who really deserves the crown. And at the center of it, Kendrick Lamar. He didn't drop a diss track. He didn't call nobody out by name. He didn't even ask for the attention. But somehow, He just rewrote the whole narrative of what being the greatest really means. He said the crown wasn't his, it was ours. He said truth over numbers, spirit over clout, art over ego. And in doing that, he made the loudest statement without saying much at all. Now the industry is shook. Fans are divided. And every artist who's ever been in the GOAT convo, they're being forced to ask themselves a real uncomfortable question. Was I rapping for the charts? Or was I rapping from the soul? But the real question is for you, the audience. Do you think Kendrick is the GOAT after all this? Was Hit Boy telling the truth? Or was it all just marketing genius? Did Kendrick just humble the game more? Did he walk away from it entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. We want to hear what you believe, and if you're feeling this level of drama, mystery, and raw hip-hop energy, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more wild stories, and turn on notifications because we're diving even deeper into the game's biggest secrets real soon. This ain't just news. This is culture. You heard it here first. Until next time, stay locked in. Locked in.